if your Pinterest pins are getting impressions but almost nobody's clicking through it, I want you to know something straight away. This is the most common problem that I hear from creators and business owners on Pinterest. Okay, so here's what it actually means. Pinterest is already doing its job because it's showing your content to people. The problem is happening in the 2 seconds that a viewer sees your pin and decides if to click or not. Those 2 seconds are completely fixable even if you're not a designer. Because of AI, you'll be able to fix it in no time. I'm going to show you the 3 main reasons why it happens and how to fix it for each one of the reasons. And I will also show you a live before and after redesign using Nano Banana Pro of a pin design. By the end of this video, you will be able to know exactly what to do to fix it, and you'll be able to do it today. So let's get into it. Okay, so let me reframe it, because a lot of people think that if you're getting a lot of impressions but no clicks, Pinterest isn't working. But it's actually quite the opposite, because if you're getting a lot of impressions, Pinterest is actually doing its job. And impressions means that Pinterest algorithm is actually already testing your content and showing it to real people. And that's not nothing, it's the algorithm doing its job. So the issue here isn't distribution, it's actually the conversion. This number over here, outbound clicks, is the one that matters for driving traffic. And if you look at your own analytics right now, I want you to find your ratio. It's the impressions divided by the outbound clicks, and you will find your click-through rate in your Pinterest pin analytics. For context, a healthy Pinterest CTR can actually change a lot according to its niche, also to the audience. Younger audience like Gen Z tends to click less on your pins. They stay more time inside of the platform itself. Another example, recipes usually have a much higher CTR than, let's say, fashion or nails inspiration. It's actually very difficult to say what is exactly a healthy Pinterest CTR. For the purpose of this video, let's say it could be anywhere between 0.5 to 2 or 3%. Average for most niches, but of course some pins may get a much higher CTR. I actually already had some nail pins that actually got 10% and 40% of CTR. So the average, let's consider something like 0.5 to 2%, and try to always get more on the 2% side, and even 3% if you can. So if you're below that, this is something you need to check, and this video will be very helpful to help you discover what are the problems and how to fix them today. In most of the cases, it's usually one of these 3 reasons or even 2 of them. Look at hundreds of Pinterest accounts through my clients and also my viewers, and I noticed this is one of the most common problems, having a very low CTR. Let me walk you through all of the 3 problems and how you can fix them, and usually the second reason is one of the biggest reasons why most accounts are not getting a lot of clicks and outbound clicks. Once you get it right, you'll be sure that your account will start to get more clicks. Okay, so the first reason, it's not exactly about your pin design. It's about who Pinterest is showing your pin to. If Pinterest is showing your pins to people that were actually never going to click through your content, even the perfect pin design won't get the clicks. And this is usually a keyword and audience targeting problem. Okay, so here's what you need to do in order to understand if this has happened to you. Go into your Pinterest analytics and click on a pin that is getting a lot of impressions but is not getting any clicks. Then check your pin title, your description, and even the board where you save this pin. If your description doesn't match your pin image, or you're using vague words, you're not using any related keywords, or you're saving in some random and generic board, this could be the problem. Okay, so Pinterest reads 3 things in order to decide who to show your pins. It's gonna check the image itself, the text overlay if there's any, and of course your pin description. The truth is that most creators and business owners actually write very weak pin descriptions. They are either too short or just repeat the title, or sometimes they only use one single keyword inside of the description. Your description needs to use rich keyword language that tells Pinterest what exactly is in your pin and in the content that it's linking it to. In order to make great pin descriptions, make sure they are always keyword rich and not keyword fluff. Use one single main keyword, but also add any related keywords that you think it will sound very natural to your pin description, and choose the ones that actually make sense for your pin. Personally, I always do my keyword research before I even start to design a pin. So basically my workflow goes, I first do the keyword research, and only after that I'm gonna create my pin titles, my pin descriptions, and after I know everything, I will then design my Pinterest pin design. So I will actually know what to focus on when I'm designing my pins. And this is where Pinterest trends and pin clicks actually gets very valuable. I already did a video on how to use the Pinterest trends for searching for keywords. I will leave the card here on the screen. And now let me show you a quick example using both of the tools, both the Pinterest trends, which is completely free, and also pin clicks, that is actually a paid tool. Okay, so let's say I'm creating a pin about classy nails. This is my main keyword. I search that in pin clicks and it shows me the exact phrase that people are searching related to that one. It shows me how many monthly searches each keyword gets and the related keywords that I can actually use in the same pin description. By the way, if you want to try pin clicks, I will leave a link in my description and in the pinned comment. And if you're not ready to invest in a paid tool, you can do your Pinterest keyword research inside of the Pinterest Trends tool, which is completely free inside of Pinterest. You just won't know the volume search inside of the Pinterest Trends, but you will know all the trending keywords, which is also very important. Okay, so instead of writing a simple pin description like 17 classy nails, which is pretty thin, I would actually write something like discover 17 classy nail ideas to try this season, from elegant almond nails to trendy classy nails in style. Here are the best chic nail art and designs you must try this year. I just invented this for the purpose of this video at the moment, but of course you would create a better description with your keywords. That description uses more than one keyword that's very related to my main keyword, but in a very natural way, and this tells Pinterest exactly what is my content about, and also tells the reader, my viewers and my audience what they were gonna find if they click on my pin. And both things are very important. One more thing on this, your board name actually matters as well. If you're saving your nail pins into some random generic my pins board or something like that, you're not helping your pin to get a better reach. And your board name also actually helps Pinterest to contextualize your pins. So make sure to create some niche specific boards so you can categorize better your pins and help Pinterest understand better what your pin is about. So make sure you're creating boards with a keyword in the name of the board and also in the description of the board, and always save a new pin inside of the most relevant board inside of your profile. The second reason, and honestly this is the most common one, is that your image is not making people stop the scroll and is not making people to click on them. Always remember, Pinterest is a visual platform. Your pin needs to stop the scroll in about 1 second. You need to catch someone's eye before they just pass over it, and most pins that don't get clicks also fails on it. So forget about bad design and low quality images. What actually gets clicks is aesthetically pleasing images that match the search intent and also stands out from the other pins in the search result and in the feed. In order to do that, the first step is actually to research what your competitors are doing, especially if you're just a beginner at Pinterest. Take for example one keyword related to your content and just search about it on Pinterest and check what pops up. You can check what are the kind of designs they are doing, the colors that are using. They only have images, they have text on the images, because if you check especially the top pins, you're gonna see they are the ones that get the most impressions, the most saves and the most clicks. So make sure to pay attention to what other people that are in the top of a Pinterest search result are doing. And don't worry if you don't understand anything about design and don't know how to design, because AI tools can help you with that very easily. All you need to know is just understand what kind of pin design you're gonna need so you can describe it to AI later. Also, here's something very important. Amazing images cannot get clicks. Yes, you heard it right. Some images, even though they are stunning, they won't get clicks. Why this happens? This happens because there's a lot of niches that people are on Pinterest searching for inspiration. For example, you can publish an stunning outfit. People love it. They're gonna save it a lot, but maybe they won't click it because it's an amazing image, but they don't know they need to click to discover something else. So you need to understand one thing about Pinterest, and it's been changing a lot lately. day, and every day more and more people are actually saving and staying more inside of the platform. So you actually need to give them a very good reason to click on your pin, and sometimes just the title and the description of your pin are not enough, especially for niches where most of the pins are very inspirational, like fashion, beauty, nails, and home decor. You need to give them a good reason to click on your pin, and it can be very easy, like simply adding a text overlay on your pin design. So many years ago I already got millions of views and impressions on my pin, but I wasn't getting clicks. That's when I started to study a lot of Pinterest, and I started to understand and research what kind of pins people were doing that they were getting so many clicks, and how come I wasn't getting any clicks. And then I started to try out more with my pin designs, and I understood that the pins that get the most clicks are actually the ones that have text overlay over there, because sometimes people are not gonna read your pin title and your description, especially how the Pinterest layout have been changing lately. So if you put your text overlay with your title or with a call to action that people will actually want to click on your pin, you will definitely improve your CTR and your outbound clicks on Pinterest. So here's my secret. If you want to get more outbound clicks, make sure to add a text overlay on your pin designs. It can be a simple text over a single image, or it can be even a collage. So here's exactly how I use AI to fix this problem. I'm using ImagineArt, and I will go to create an image with the Nano Banana Pro AI model. It's the same model I've been using to create most of my Pinterest pin designs, and I'm going to show you the specific prompt that creates amazing pin designs that actually get clicks. So here's a before and after example. This is a lifestyle pin for a home decor niche that I just generated. Warm beige tones, soft lighting, very pretty, but it's gonna get lots of saves, but it's not gonna get many clicks. And now you know why. So here's how to fix it. If you already have images, maybe from your blog post, you can even use Canva or any other image software to simply add your text over it. You don't need to generate it again. But of course, if you're generating from zero, you can simply generate a whole pin design with the prompt that I already shared in another video. So this is my prompt structure that I use for generating amazing pin designs in one single step with AI. A viral Pinterest pin design with the text, and then you're gonna put your text inside of quotes over here in an easy to read white font at the top of the image, overlaying a photorealistic, and then you're gonna describe the photo that you want. And usually I also add my website, so I would also write add my website as the footer and just write your website. Okay, do you see the difference? Same niche, same pin idea, but this version has the text, so it's definitely gonna get more clicks and a good reason for your audience to click. Test it yourself this week. Start to create more pins with text overlay, and you will see your CTR will definitely grow. And after that, don't forget to always check your analytics. Maybe in 1 to 3 months, start to check how the results of the pins you're creating with the text overlay, and you can understand which pins designs are performing better, which ones are not performing better. So the ones you find that the design is getting more clicks, double that. When you create new pins, go for that style. The ones you notice are not working, just ditch them. The third reason why your pins are not getting any clicks can be very easy to miss, especially when you're designing your pins on a big screen of a computer. So you got it right, you added the text overlay on your pins, but maybe your text overlay isn't very readable. Maybe the letters are too small, all the colors are not getting any contrast. Remember that most of the audience of Pinterest is actually checking the pins inside of their phone. So remember that your pins need to be visible for small screens. So your text needs to be big enough to be visible from small phone screens. I see two text mistakes very often. One is when your text, like I was saying, it's very small. The second is the low contrast between the font of your text and the background. So this happens, for example, when you use a white text over a light background, or the opposite, a black text over a dark background. It's not gonna be readable, it's gonna be a very low contrast, you're not gonna be able to read it easily. So make sure to add text that is actually visible in good size for pins on a mobile and in a color that makes your text easy to read in a glance. So here's a good example of the text overlay. You see how your eye goes straight away to the text, and that's exactly what you want, that your audience will see your text and will want to click on it. So make sure the text is always visible, easy to read, and big enough for your pin designs on mobile. And quick side note, if you're using pin clicks or the Pinterest trends to find your keywords, you can also use your main keyword inside of your text overlay. So you can find the exact wording your audience is searching for and add it also on your text overlay. That way your pin text actually matches their searches, which makes it feel like it was made for them. And of course, the CTR will go even higher. Okay, now I want to bring it all together in a live demonstration with a real before and after of a pin design. I'm gonna take a pin that has very high impressions and high saves, but has very low clicks. And I'm going to fix all the problems live on the screen with you now. So the first step is to fix the image. In this case, the image is not bad, so I could even go with that. I actually did this image quite a while ago. Let's say that AI wasn't as good as it is today, so I will just redo it as well. I'm gonna generate a new image using the pin prompt formula from early, and I will also ask to add a text overlay on it. So the thing that I wanted to notice when we compare these two pin designs, it's not only just the looks, which of course matters. I want to ask yourself which one of the pins you want to click on it. That's the only question that actually matters. So look at the difference, same topic and a completely different visual impact. This version calls attention and gets clicks, and you can see that even from a small size on a mobile, the text is very readable. You can see and understand the pin design in a glance and understand what this pin is about. So that's the test. If you can see, well, your pin design, it's not readable, it's not easy to understand, even small one on mobile, just generate a new image and a pin design again to make it better and to have it a higher CTR. So when you're starting, you can simply make your pin design even smaller, just zoom out a bit more, and you will see if the text is big enough to be seen on small screens. And if you also had identified the problem with keywords inside of your pins, make sure to also fix that and add very rich descriptions and pin titles before you publish your pin or schedule them. Always use natural language. Remember, this is not only for the Pinterest algorithm, it's also for the people that will be reading and for humans. So the text needs to be decent as well. Make sure you're adding at least 3 strong keywords and keyword related inside of your pin description, and add a very clear promise and call to action to the viewer what they will get if they click on your pin. These fixes are not difficult and they will definitely help you to improve your CTR and your outbound clicks from your pins. If you want to take everything you're learning in this video and apply to a whole Pinterest strategy, make sure to download my free growth blueprint guide for Pinterest. The link will be in the pinned comment and the description. It's free and it has my 5 proven steps on how to grow on Pinterest. It's the exact same framework that I actually use with my clients. You don't need to recreate every pin in your account. You can start with 5 pins that you can identify that are having very high impressions but no clicks, and you can use all the steps that I told you in this video and create a new pin design for that. Fix those 5 pins this week, and then when you start to creating new pins, make sure to follow all the steps that I mentioned in this video. You just need to give it a twist and make sure that people that will see it will click on it. Now that you know what your pin design should look like, if you want to learn how to create amazing pin designs with AI, make sure to watch this next video where I'll teach you how to use Nano Banana Pro for creating amazing pin designs.